Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Love of Business podcast at crconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media. My name is Maria Miko Faith, and I will be your host. Today, I'm so excited to introduce to you Karina Singer, the founder and director of On the Map Digital Marketing Company. Yay! I'm so excited. Digital marketing is definitely a huge topic in today's world where we have so many entrepreneurs and uh, solopreneurs, people wanting to go into business, and digital marketing can seem very overwhelming, but we want to take a special part of it, which is SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, and pick Karina's brain.
Yay. Yep. Thank you for
So,
having me. I appreciate it.
oh yeah, it's our pleasure for sure. So you own a full service boutique digital marketing agency since 2009.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started and what inspired you?
So I worked for other large marketing companies, and I felt that the service wasn't always there. I didn't think that the results were always there, and I got very frustrated promising clients things that I could not deliver on. So I thought, hey, I could do this. And so I did. I started in my living room doing Google Maps for businesses, and just slowly but surely taught myself how to do websites and social media and SEO and AdWords, and just little by little grew and grew. And then almost 13 years later, here we are. Yes, yeah.
That's so awesome. I love how you took a challenging personal situation and turned it around.
Thank you.
So you're originally from Las Vegas.
Born and raised.
That's kind of rare for a transient town like ours.
Totally, it is. I hear that a lot.
So let's dive in a little bit to SEO and help people understand like the basics.
Okay. Um, so first thing I would say about SEO is to keep it simple. Do not overthink it. It really is as simple as it sounds. Just remember that Google is a business, just like any other business, and Google wants to keep all of its customers coming to its business and not going to its competitors, right? So, like Yahoo, Bing would be Google's competitors. Who do you think Google's customer is? Do you know, Miko?
That's a really good question. Someone who's looking for something?
Right. The searcher is Google's customer. A lot of people think it's the advertiser, but it's not. So Google wants to
Ah,
remain loyal and consistent for its customer. So if a customer is searching for something and keeps finding spam or irrelevant content or websites or whatever, it's going to go to where? Yahoo or Bing to find what it's looking for. So Google wants to make sure that all the results that come up are the most relevant for their customer, which is the searcher. And the way to be most relevant for a search engine is going to be, just think of a robot. They can't really read, they don't understand language, they just are reading letter for letter. So, content, keywords, topics, keep everything focused and consistent. And that's the way to rank.
so it's really straightforward. It's like talk to your customer in the language that the customer understands and in a way that the robot can also understand. But
You just
that'll
want to find out how your customers are searching for you, right?
okay.
However they're searching for you. So that's going to be your base keyword, right? If you're looking for a digital marketing company, what would you look for? If you're looking for an SEO specialist, what would you look for? As a guess, as a question, tell me what you would look for.
What I would look for digital marketing, well, I would probably
Yeah.
or SEO. I probably start with a general search,
Like, what would your search be?
like say digital marketing agencies, Las Vegas.
Digital marketing agencies, Las Vegas. So if I want to come up under digital marketing agencies, Las Vegas, I'm going to want to have a page somewhere dedicated to that keyword, digital marketing agencies, Las Vegas, right? And I'm going to make that the title of the page. So that's going to become the URL. I'm going to put it in the first sentence. We're the best digital marketing agency in Las Vegas, right? I'm going to put it at least one time for every 100 words I have on the page. and I'm going to use an image that's going to have an alt tag with that same keyword, digital marketing agencies Las Vegas, right? And so basically what Google's going to do when somebody like you searches digital marketing agencies Las Vegas, they're going to do a quick scan of billions and billions of websites, like within a millisecond. All the robots are going to go through and see which is the most relevant for digital marketing agencies Las Vegas. Now, a robot is only as smart as a robot can be, right? So the only way they can tell if you're relevant for digital marketing agencies Las Vegas is how many times does it reference it on your page? How many times does outside resources reference that you're a digital marketing agency? So that's where the backlinks come in, right? And it's just going to add all that data up together. The more times you have that digital marketing agency keyword on your site and off your site pointing back to your site, the more relevant you're going to be. And if you have it 100 times and this guy only has it 90 times, this guy's going to come up on top and rank him, all things being equal. And it really is that simple.
So it's really about knowing your customer and knowing how they're searching for you on Google, right?
Well, you can rank for any keyword, whether a customer is searching for it or not. But yes, of course, if you want your customers to find you, you want to find out how they're searching and be the most relevant for that. So if you look up digital marketing agencies Las Vegas, I'm guaranteed we'll be there. Probably number one. Because you can go through our website and see how many times it says that exact phrase, digital marketing agencies Las Vegas.
Wow.
And that's how simple it is.
Right. You have On the Maps digital marketing agency. And I didn't get a chance to go to your website.
I have a few of them, but yeah.
onthemaps.com.
Mm-hmm.
I love the name.
Thank you. It became On the Maps because we were doing Google Maps for people. And it's On the Maps with an S, just so everybody knows.
Okay. Nice. I know I need to do some work on my own website. But
definitely help you.
Cool. So what else do we need to know when we're, thinking about creating a search engine optimization? Would you call it a campaign?
Oh, yeah, you can call it an SEO campaign. So the other thing you're going to be worried about besides your content on your site is your what they call backlinks, right? And a backlink is really anywhere that you put a link to your website that's not on your website. You put a link on Facebook, you put a link on Yelp, you put a link in a blog post, wherever that's not on your website, but it's a link to your website. It's called a backlink, right? Just the link that goes back to your website.
So if I'm on Facebook groups and they're looking for web designers or writers and I'm doing both of those things, then every time I'm putting my link in the comments or, in different groups or feeds, then that's considered a backlink?
Correct. But you got to think now which social media is going to index on which search engine. So if your goal is to be on Google, Google isn't going to index Facebook posts because Facebook and Bing, Microsoft are in connection, right? They're in bed together, for the lack of a better term. Mm-hmm. Where Google is in bed with like YouTube and Twitter and those kinds of things. So when you put your backlink on YouTube and Twitter, you're going to help yourself index higher on Google. Where if you put your backlink on Facebook, you'll help yourself index better on, say, Bing.
Ooh, I didn't know about that. That's really helpful.
But you got to be careful because if you put your link on Facebook, then Facebook will try to hide your post because it doesn't want people coming off of its website. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, it does.
Because user intent is about, if I go to your website and I don't like what I see, I'm going to hit the back button. And that tells Google that you are not relevant for the search that I searched for. So it's not only your keywords, but it's also how relevant are you to the user. And they track that by bounce rate. They track that by how long you're on each page, how many pages you go to. So if the average session for a keyword is 5-6 pages with 1 to 2 minutes on each page, you're telling Google that they were relevant for that search, that website. But if you're average, for a keyword and everybody goes search for that keyword, if they click on you and then they hit the back button, it tells Google that you're not as relevant for that keyword and it will not promote you to the top spots because it wants to show the best results for its customer, the ones that they're searching for. Makes sense?
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. So that's why you can't use spam and things like that, because if somebody goes to a spam page or doesn't find what they're looking for, they're just going to go back anyways. They're not going to spend very much time on your site. They're not going to be engaged with your site, and Google's going to, mark that.
Right. So it's really about designing a good customer journey
A
as
good
well.
customer journey, absolutely, right? Because people have a navigation through your site, right? And you always want to think about the buying funnel, which is the awareness, consideration, purchase. So depending on where they're at in their customer journey, if you're optimizing for keywords that are in the awareness phase, right, you're going to lead them to a page that's going to, let them know that they have a problem, what problem exists, right? If you're marketing with a keyword of somebody who's in the consideration phase, like they're comparing you with another business, then you're going to want to lead them to a page that shows why you're the best or why they should choose you. If they're in the purchase phase of the buying cycle, you're not going to want to send them to the awareness page because they're ready to buy now and you want them to be able to find that buy button as quick and easy as possible so that they'll buy it. Because if they have to look around for it, they're just going to head back and go to somebody else anyways.
Right. The fewer clicks, the better.
The fewer clicks, the
Right.
better. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if it's what they're looking for, right? But there's some sites that you get lost in. There are some sites that have so much amazing information that you just get lost in them. Funnel Google support site is one of them. You just keep getting lost. You keep going forward, right?
Yes, I've been lost there before.
And that's the benefit of keeping everything specific, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe everything that's related to something that should be on that page in a link or easy access for a customer to get to that. And you keep
Right.
whatever information you
Like
have.
the see also or related links.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Or even inside of your content, you could say, this is that and this and that. For more information on this, see this, right? And an outbound link to expert content or a link that goes back somewhere else on your website are also very relevant and good to have on your page. One inbound, one outbound link.
One inbound, one outbound.
That is relevant to your keyword.
Right. So this is very thoughtful approach to content creation, I feel.
Yeah. And a lot easier than you would think, right?
Yeah, because it makes sense.
Sense. Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's what I was saying before when we were talking earlier about how people try to make it seem like it's rocket science and it's so difficult. And, they're this wizard behind the curtain. You have no idea what's going on. Like, I feel like this is so fake. And you know what I mean? Like, I like to be very transparent and upfront with people because the more that they can help in their own campaign, the easier it is for us as well. And then we're all winning, right? Because we're all on the same page. The goal is to make sure that you get results. And so
literally all on the same page. Yeah.
All on the same page. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. So what would you recommend for someone who's just got an idea in their head and they want to be really set up for to be search engine optimized in their
so do they have an idea in their head, or do they have a business that they're trying with a website, or they're building a website, or?
Well, yeah, let's say they have a business and they're building a website.
So I would really consider the services or products that you offer and keep those on separate pages so that you can optimize for those keywords. If you offer 10 different services, like we offer a lot of services, SEO, website building, social media, things like that we offer. All of those are on separate pages. And so you'll see that like our homepage talks about digital marketing as a whole, but we do have separate pages for each service that we offer or each product that you offer. And that way it'll help you rank for that specific keyword.
Really good tips. That helps to organize the content. And for someone who's working with a web designer, that's going to be really beneficial to map all of that out and understand it.
Absolutely.
So that the content can be in alignment with that.
Absolutely. And you want to think about what journey is the customer going to go through when they purchase whatever it is they're purchasing from you, whether it's a service or a product. What are they going to go through and what does their journey look like? How do they become aware that they need your service or product is the first step. And then how are they going to consider you versus somebody else? Who are your competitors and why are you better than them? Or why should people choose you? And then how do I buy?
The unique selling point.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So this is the Love of Business podcast. So tell us a little bit about your love of business, because it sounds like you really have a wealth of knowledge in your field.
I have a wealth of knowledge in my field. I love running my own business. Once you run your own business, it is really impossible to go back to working for somebody else. But it's also very scary, right? Because now you don't have insurance and you're relying on yourself and you're really just betting on you. And that's not easy, and it's not for everybody. Sometimes people just want to just 9 to 5 and they get their paycheck and they go home and they never have to think about it. Where I think about my business 24/7. I never truly get a vacation or a break or anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's super rewarding, and I feel like I am proud of the business that I've built. I feel like we have a really good reputation. We are very transparent and very genuine. We have a lot of integrity, and we make sure that we do a really good job for our customers and that they get the results that they need from us, because it's all about doing good work for people, and that's how we get most of our business is through referrals. And we get a lot of phone calls from online advertising and things like that, but we do get a ton of referrals, and it's because of, I think, the service that we offer and how we take care of our customers. They pretty much become our family. We support them, even outside of that. Like, even if we're not doing your social media, if we see your social media, we're still going to like it, we're still going to share and comment on it, because it's really about the end goal, right?
Right. Exactly. That's awesome. So you have a lot of love for your business to grow it to where you have and
I
have the
love what I do.
knowledge that you have. Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely love it.
that's
I love
awesome.
to, a lot of people get taken advantage of by people in my industry or businesses in my industry, and it's really unfortunate. And I always try to make sure that people, have a total opposite experience when they come to us, and that they realize that, there are good businesses out there that are, that really want to help. And it's not just about making a buck all the time. Never went into this business to make a buck. If I had, I would have been super rich already a long time ago. It just never occurred to me to make a buck. Thankfully, I'm able to pay bills and things like that. But I never went into it for that. I really wanted to provide a good service that people could rely on and do well in their business, because I'm a small business owner too. So I get it. I know exactly how it feels.
Yeah, wow. Do you do any classes or
Ooh, I actually, I'm an instructor at UNLV. Well, right now I'm at University of Miami, but yeah, I teach online digital marketing. They have programs that are in universities, and I teach SEO and analytics and stuff like that. I also do training through our business. We train business owners, and we just charge an hourly rate. So we work with a lot of companies in a consulting capacity where they have an in-house marketing team, and we just train them on how to do it better, or how to set up a campaign or what to do next, and kind of build a strategy for them so they have actionable steps to follow.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that's my
really
favorite.
awesome. Yeah,
My favorite.
consulting.
Yep, teaching, training.
And what platform do you use for the teaching?
So we use Zoom or any kind of screen sharing, because it's really just like you and me here talking, and people ask whatever they want to. I don't have a well, for the university. Obviously, there's classes and courses planned out, and they have certain things you get to follow in a certain order. But when I'm teaching people individually, I really just like to go off what their questions are and what they need specifically, instead of going through a whole bunch of stuff, wasting their time with stuff that they don't care about or want to know or will understand. I try to make it
Agree
very specific
completely.
to their business. Yeah, so you can ask whatever individual questions you have, and we can answer those and spend our time answering your individual questions, and then you just get the information that you need, and not because it's super overwhelming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of people do get overwhelmed. So I was really excited for the opportunity to have you on here and to demystify the
Yeah.
SEO process and
Yeah.
not make it seem so magical. But
Yeah, it's not magical. It's not difficult. It's time consuming. It's repetitive. It's monotonous. It's the most boring tasks in the world, but it takes the work to get it done.
indexing,
Mhm.
basically,
Or filling out directory listings,
like,
name, company, phone number, address, like 100 times. You know what I mean? Like the
right?
most
Because
boring task.
that's the contact information. That's how
Your
your
directory
customer's going to find
information.
you.
Yeah,
All
so if you go
right.
to Yelp or Yellow Pages or MapQuest, and you want to fill out all of the directory listings, those are really going to help you index really well. And plus, it gives credibility off of your website to what on websites that Google trusts. Google trusts Yelp. They trust YellowPages.com. They trust all these other sites that are directories, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so when you list your business in those places, you could say on your website you're the best digital agency in the world, but if Yelp and Yellow Pages, all these other websites also say you're the digital agency, best in the world or whatever, it gives it more credibility. And that's why you build the backlinks.
Right, right, right. Super helpful information. Thank you so much, Karina.
Much easier than you would think, right?
Yeah, yeah. So tell us, what's a good tip for us to keep our love of business alive?
I have to say that if you do what you love, and it's not just about the money, right? Then it's easy for it to stay alive because you're passionate about what you're doing. And there have been plenty of days that I wanted to quit, or lots of days where I said, I just cannot do this anymore. But I knew I was going to just keep doing it because what else am I going to do, right? And I think that you just have to grind past that and just keep going. Like we've had a lot of disappointments, but what am I going to do? Lay down and die? No, I'm not. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep fighting and I'm going to keep building. You know what I mean? Like it goes like this. It's a up and down, up and down, up and down. There's no straight path. There's no day where you sit back and be like, oh, I have it. I'm exactly where I want to be. And I'm just going to kick back for the rest of my life. That never happens because no matter where you get to, you always want to get higher. You always want to achieve more. You always want to, grow bigger and better. And so it's just, I don't know, when you have that love and passion, it's a no brainer almost.
One of my nurse practitioners told me you have to get energy, you have to use energy. So
Yes,
when what you said just, reminds me of that. Like you just got to keep investing in yourself, and and then the energy comes for what you need to do.
absolutely. It's just like exercise, right? The more you exercise, the more energy you get. And if you're
Hmm.
not exercising, you're just laying around, you have no energy. So that's
Yeah.
a great saying. I love that.
Cool. Well, tell us where we can find you, and anything that you want us to know about
Great, thank you.
you.
You can go to our website, onthemaps.com, on the maps with a S, or you can visit us in Las Vegas. If you just look up on the maps on Google, you will find us. You can also look for SEO agencies Las Vegas or digital marketing agencies Las Vegas because we have SEO'd ourselves, of course. My name is Karina Singer. I'm super grateful that you allowed me to be on your show and talk about what I talk about, and just appreciate you having me and just the insight that we shared today. I hope it helps.
Yes. Thank you so much. I was looking forward to this all week, and I'm really excited for what we talked about, and I hope that people find this really helpful.
Good, me too. I'm so glad.
Any
Thank you.
last words?
Nope, that's it. Just have a beautiful day. Happy Friday. It's Friday.
It's Friday,
Oh,
Friday.
yay.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching The Love of Business. Do stay tuned for more great shows at PR Connections Radio, the voice of new media.
All right. Thank you.